You are cruising down the highway when suddenly your car starts shifting like a bucking bronco. Or worse, it gets stuck in limp mode and refuses to go over second gear. This is the frustration of dealing with the P2743 code, which points to a high input in your transmission fluid temperature sensor B circuit. This sensor, which we often call the TFT sensor, is like a thermometer for your transmission. It sends a signal to the powertrain control module, or the PCM, so the computer knows how to adjust shift points and line pressure. These sensors are usually what we call negative temperature coefficient thermistors. This means that as your transmission fluid gets hotter, the electrical resistance inside the sensor actually goes down. When the computer sees a high voltage signal, it usually thinks there's an open circuit, meaning a wire is broken or a connector has come unplugged. You will likely see your check engine light on and notice that your torque converter clutch is acting weird, or your shifts feel incredibly harsh. This is a moderate to severe issue because your transmission needs to know its own temperature to protect itself from overheating. To track this down, you should first do a visual check of the sensor and its wiring, looking for any loose plugs or road damage. A pro tip is to use a scan tool to watch the live data for the temperature. If you unplug the sensor and the value on the scan tool drops to a very low number, but then you take a small jumper wire and bridge the terminals and the value spikes to the maximum, you know the wiring and the computer are actually working fine. That test proves the sensor itself is the part that failed. If the wiring is the problem, you need to use your digital multimeter to check for the 5-volt reference signal coming from the PCM. If that 5-volt signal is missing at the sensor plug, you have to trace the wire back to the computer to find the break. Also, make sure to check your ground connections. If the PCM does not have a solid connection to the chassis ground, it can throw all sorts of ghost codes like this one. Addressing this early can save you from a massive repair bill down the road.